16.2 solving x squared plus bx is equal to c by factoring. I would like you guys to refer back to modules 14 and 15 to review some factoring so that you could do this lesson a lot easier. So here, the first thing that we're going to talk about is called zero product property. As the name itself says it, what it means is anytime that you're multiplying two values and then the product comes out to be 0, it means either A has to be 0 or B is equal to 0 or both. So given that, let us take a look at example 1. X squared minus 25 is equal to 0. I hope you guys can catch that this is a difference of two squares. So when you are factoring a difference of two squares, remember this pattern, x plus 5 times x minus 5. So I have factored x squared minus 25 as x plus 5 times x minus 5. And going back to the zero product property, what it means is that either x plus 5 has to be 0 or x minus 5 has to be 0. So let us solve both of the equations here, which in this case makes it x is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to 5. Therefore, this quadratic equation has two solutions of x is equal to plus or minus 5. Alright, so let's take a look at example 2. Same idea here. But in this case, they worded it a little differently. They said find the zeros of f of x. What it ultimately means is what is the value of x when the product is 0. So same thing, I'm just going to rewrite this as x minus 2 times x minus 9 is equal to 0, as that's what they're asking you to find. So therefore, same thing, using the zero product of property, it means either x minus 2 is 0 or x minus 9 is 0. Therefore, my x values are either 2 or 9. Okay. Example 3. So here we have x squared plus 10x is equal to negative 21. What you notice about this is that we are not going to be able to use zero product property because it comes out to be negative 21. So what we are going to do is we're going to force it to make it equal to 0. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus 10x plus 21 by moving the negative 21 to the other side and make it equal to 0. Now we're going to factor this out. Alright, so for those of you who likes to use x method, okay, b and a times c, b is 10, 21. You're going to think of two numbers that will multiply to be 21, add to be 10. In this case, it will be 7 and 3. So it would be x plus 7 times x plus 3 is equal to 0, which makes it x plus 7 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So once again, this quadratic equation has two solutions. So x is equal to negative 7 and negative 3. Okay, so let's apply the idea to this word problem down here. Before we get started, I'd like you to know that we are going to modify this equation. Okay, we're going to use h is equal to 16t squared plus 32t minus 48 instead. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at this question here. A golf ball is hit from a hill and its height can be modeled by h is equal to 16t squared plus 32t minus 48, where h is height in feet and t is time in seconds. How long is the ball in the air for? Alright, so I would like you to understand what this question is asking. If they're asking you how long the ball is in the air for, they're also asking, so when is the ball going to hit the ground? Okay, So what that means is we want to find out how long it's going to take for the ball to be at 0 feet again. Okay. Alright, so what that means is we're going to set h equal to 0 because we want to know when it's going to be at 0 feet. So let's solve this. 16t squared plus 32t minus 48 is equal to 0. We're going to solve by factoring. First, factor out the GCF, 16. T squared plus 2t minus 3 is equal to 0. We're going to factor this trinomial. It'll be 16 times t plus 3 times t minus 1 equal to 0. Okay. Alright, so there are 3 factors here which can potentially be equal to 0. But as you know, we cannot make x 16 equal to 0 because this is just 16. So in that case, we have 2 options, either t plus 3 is equal to 0 or t minus 1 is equal to 0. So what that means is t, the time can be either -3 or 1. So between these 2 answers, does it make sense for us to have -3 hours? It does not. So that means we have just one answer left. What that means is it would take 1 hour for the ball to hit the ground. Or you can say the ball will be in the air for 1 hour or 1 second. Okay? 1 second. Alright. And that is it for 16.2. Again, don't forget, if you have any questions regarding solving by factoring, please email me for any further explanations, or you can join me on Google Hangout on Friday for live assistance. Alright? Have a great afternoon.